It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. And that's what we're seeing play out on the planet Earth, man. Many great miseries. Okay? Now I have a couple articles that I would like to share highlighting that point. But you see the things that are transpiring with these tariffs, all right, these mass layoffs, these cuts, they're beginning to affect the people, okay, in more ways than one. And the Lord said that. He said these things was going to be the beginning of sorrow. As a matter of fact, let's get that. What is that? 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And yeah, we'll start at verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Yeah, the prophet Ezra seen the time that we're approaching, man. And he came to the conclusion, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? That's how bad it's going to get. You're not going to have the resources that you once had. And the biggest resource the people are going to be without is what? Answers. Going back to that perplexity, in Luke 21 and 25. Well, that's what you're going to see play out. These people are going to be scatterbrained, not knowing how to go by their day, not knowing how to operate in the planet Earth, man. But this is what the prophet Ezra seen. Woe is me, again, 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, right? You people going to experience great miseries, sorrow, heartache, being let down when you thought that Esau was going to be the one to bring you through, because scripture tell us that even if you consent unto this man, you're going to be had in derision and trodden underfoot. So it's not going to be a benefit to you. But see, that's what everything is leading to. Where the squeeze is being put on, all right, that pressing, like tribulation. And you people going to run to Esau for the relief. And again, that relief is not going to be the relief you think you're going to have. Okay? It says the beginning of famine and great death. You see that? The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? These bad times, man. And these bad times are increasing more and more every day. Okay? Now, as promised, I got a couple articles, and I'm just going to play pretty much the video, Well, you see where these things are now affecting the people, man. It was once a time where they was making it by, Salaki, bear with me. Salaki. So yeah, you see these different decisions that Esau is making, all right, are not benefiting to the people, And that's why the Lord said an unwise king destroys his people. So from the tariffs to the job cuts, to the cutbacks as far as funding to different programs, these are affecting the people in a negative way. Okay? Which is what? The beginning of sorrows. Now this video, right, says USDA program cuts emptying shelves of Alabama food shelters. See that? Let's play the video. Hey, man, the famine, okay? It's approaching.
Tonight, empty shelves can now be seen at the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. Good evening. I'm Sherry Jackson. And I'm Carly Lang. This comes as 2 USDA nutritional food programs have been impacted by federal cutbacks. CBS 42's Scott Minshaw joins us now live. Scott, how are these changes affecting food banks here in Alabama?
Well, Carly, the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama says food distribution will continue as normal, but they are changing some internal operations. The effect, as I said, will be felt behind the scenes, as the Community Food Bank will need to rely on donations and more community generosity. The USDA has ended the Local Food Purchase Assistance Program. A spokesperson says it's a COVID-era plan that is no longer sustainable. Cuts have also been made to the Emergency Food Assistance Program. They both provided food to places like the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama.
This is healthy options, healthy shelf-stable goods, but then also healthy fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, things that people need to live a healthy and nutritious life.
Community Food Bank Communications Director David McGarr says the changes are why these shelves are empty.
I've never seen it this empty. And those funds were frozen in January, and then in the last week and a half, those programs have been cut.
Food distribution sites like the Salvation Army say they have not been impacted by the changes. We took a look around the Birmingham Salvation Army food pantry with Major Robert Lyle. Lyle says they receive about half of their food from the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. Despite the cuts made to some programs, he is not worried about the future of his pantry.
We know that if things get tough, we can put a plea out and people will come forward. These churches in this community are loving people.
Right now, the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama is asking for donations to help fill the gap that is left by these cuts. To make a donation, you can find more information on CBS42.com in this story. Reporting in Jefferson County, Scott Minshaw, CBS 42 News.
How the people gonna make a donation when they already catching hell, man? So these things are growing, man. They're not dying down. They're actually coming in their perfection. Now, this second article, all right, it says, going to be a lot of hungry people. Food banks, farmers across U.S. decry federal cuts. So the first one we see highlighted things going on in Alabama, all right. This one right here is highlighting what? Things going on in Arizona. But this is a countrywide thing, man. Okay? It says how federal cuts are affecting Arizona farms, schools, and food banks. Let's play the video.
A lot of the produce that we grow here at Agritopia gets distributed to local schools and also to the local food banks. The local food banks receive money from the USDA and the state as well to purchase that produce from local farms. So the contracts that we have with those food banks is what is going to be affected, is that they're losing some of the funding that they need to purchase the food that they need to distribute at the food bank. It's going to affect them because they're not going to have the ability to get really fresh, high-quality food that has a long shelf life, that has really good nutritional value, that they can pass on along to the people in our community that really need it. It's going to affect us because obviously we're going to lose a customer. We're not going to have the ability to sell into the food banks, into the schools. So we're going to need to either hopefully not lay people off. We're going to try to find some other markets for our food. Hopefully we can sell directly to more people in the community, either through the farmers markets or through our farm box program. But we really need the support of the community.
Activate Food Arizona is the name of our organization, and we run a fleet of mobile produce markets called Farm Express. So today we are at Maryvale Terrace Parkway, which is one of our housing communities where our mobile market provides regular service for residents in the area. On Farm Express, what we're seeing is that some of our customers are fearing that SNAP is next, and so they're starting to ration their SNAP benefits, which maybe, short term give them a couple extra dollars in their pockets, but it means maybe they're going hungry or they're not taking home the foods that they need. SNAP benefits do eventually expire, and so we want to encourage people to use those benefits to get the food that they need for themselves and their families. But there are all sorts of programs. Our SNAP families take advantage of Double Up Food Box, which is a 2-for-1 incentive for our SNAP families. That funding is conditional on some federal funds. It's in the Farm Bill. So these ongoing negotiations, these looming, potential shutdowns could all have really serious ripple effects for how people spend their food dollars and where they might be able to spend them in the future.
So, you see.
So, we're in a situation
to spend their food dollars, man. So much so that they gonna end up going hungry, man. The federal government cut those certain programs. Now they said this is affecting the schools, and it affected schools here in Alabama also. Let's read a little bit into this article. It says the abrupt cancellation. See that? Suddenly. And that's how the storehouse is going to suddenly be found empty. That essence of gradualism is going to creep upon these people. Why? Because they haven't been watching. They don't possess the testimony of Yahawashi. It says the abrupt cancellation of government funding for programs to help food banks distribute healthy local food is being felt across the country. See? And we had an example of that. All right? The first one was we read about or seen a video about in Alabama. Right? It says, as some already strapped organizations turn to their local communities for help. And again, the local communities are hurting, man. They wouldn't be going to the food bank if they had the money to give you to purchase the food. You see? It says in early March, the U.S. Department of Agriculture said it was cutting more than $1 billion. Come on, man. You cut the food. You cutting more than $1 billion in funding for local food for schools, cooperative agreement, and the local food purchase assistance cooperative agreement programs for 2025. You see that? The money was designed to pay farmers to provide food to schools and food banks, giving a boost to local producers while giving fresh options to children and communities. See that? Hey, man, this thing is beautiful. You see? And that's going to increase these miseries. It says then food banks were hit with another blow. Yeah, see that? They were hit with another blow. Matter of fact, what is that? Let's go to the book of Psalms, right? It said hit with another blow. So the Lord is really plaguing this place. He hit them with a left, a right, a gut shot, a liver shot, an uppercut, and then finishing them off with a roundhouse kick to the face, man. Okay? Psalms chapter 89 and verse 23, and this becoming one of my favorite scriptures, man. One of my more favorite scriptures, more and more. All right? Because we see these things playing out real time. It says, and I will beat down his foes before his face. Yeah, another blow. As we read in the article, another blow. Okay? And plague them that hate him. Right. The Lord is plaguing this place. Now you go into that word plague, as I often do, in the verb form. All right. It means to cause a continual trouble or distress to. And that's what you're seeing, man. The Lord has caused a continual trouble or distress to this place. Okay. It says, let me close this. It says, then food banks were hit with another blow when they were informed their scheduled deliveries for food through USDA's Emergency Food Assistance Program were being halted or cut back. See? So they ended those programs, man. Over $1 billion And you know that affected a lot of food banks, a lot of schools, a lot of communities. You couple that with the mass laying off, man, which we about to get into. Well, guess what? These miseries are growing, and they're not dying down. Okay, it just ain't the federal government either. If you paying attention, you know, it says it's a bloodbath. It says it's a bloodbath. Massive wave of job cuts underway at U.S. health agencies. See that? Yeah, more great miseries. Okay. What it said over here on the side, HHS cuts 10,000 employees in major overhaul of health agencies. See? Another blow, man. These plagues. And they're not going to die down. It says a massive wave of job cuts got underway at U.S. health agencies Tuesday, with some employees receiving early morning emails saying their jobs was eliminated. See that? And some unable to access the building when they arrived at work. Damn. So you had some they couldn't even get in the building, and some that received the email told to clean out your goddamn desk, man. So how in the hell is the community supposed to help the food-based purchase food? You see that? It says it was not immediately clear how many employees had received notice Tuesday morning. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has not responded to CNN requests for comment. HAS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said last week that 10,000 full-time employees would be cut on top of thousands who already left and probationary employees currently on leave. See? He said the changes would make fighting chronic disease the priority and reduce bureaucratic sprawl. Kennedy promised that the department would do more with less. See that? Man, hey, many great miseries. Now this last article I have, okay, published yesterday, list of companies laying employees off in April. So again, this ain't just the federal government, man. No, it's going deeper than that. Okay? It's also these regular businesses, man. Let's see if we can play this video. It's just 50 seconds long. So let's play it. Let's see if we can play it. Yeah, longer times to wait for your damn check, and you might not get that bitch. You know? So now you got the HHS, the health, right, laying out 10,000, and they go, looks like it said 6,700 plus another 6,800. Let's see. Yeah, it includes yet another round of layoffs that would terminate nearly 6,800 IRS employees on top of the 6,700 probationary employees. See that? So what is that? About 13,000 people right there alone. It says also who have already been laid off, and roughly 4,700 who have taken the Trump's administration. So man, That total is around truly 20 to 25,000 people. You know? See that? Man, the Lord is not fucking around, man. That's what we tell you, to repent. Come back to Yahawashi in spirit and in truth. Now let's read into this article a little bit. Alright? You might not get it all, but something caught my eye. It says employees at more than 110 companies can expect layoffs in April, according to a recent WARN notice. The Worker Adjustment and Retaining Notification Act requires companies to provide notice before implementing mass layoffs. And many employers have sent out alerts that they plan to let employees go this month. Why it matters. Companies have cut positions amid high inflation and shifting consumer demand. Tech companies have made major changes in their worker base, and government agencies have also been the headlines for major job losses as a result of Donald Trump's newly formed Department of Government Efficiency. See that? Hey, man. An unwise king will destroy his people. Now, let's get a list of these companies that's planning mass layoffs. Right? CNN. And we just read an article from CNN saying it's a bloodbath. Well, they finna have their own bloodbath. See? It says CNN, Warner Brothers Discovery, San Jose Distributing Services, International Aid Vaccine Initiative, Collins Aerospace, CVS Health Corporation, ACDIVOCA, Wells Fargo, look at this, man, Lutheran Services of Iowa, GXO Logistics, AMB Industries, Catholic Charities, Merce Warehousing and Distribution Services. See? It's affected everything. Cruz, Robert Kaufman. Look at all these, man. Joanne. Kindred Hospital East. The hospital laying out people, mass layoffs. Autodesk, Google. See? And it just ain't resulted to the big companies. As you see, half of these damn companies I ain't never heard of, man. But they're indicating to this certain government tracking agency that they're going to let off mass of their employees, man. You see? Southeastern Food Merchandisers, City National Bank. Yeah, bank, man. That's big. Okay? Houston Refining, Real Manufacturing Company. And these companies make a lot of stuff, man. Look at the list going on. This is April now. Look at the list. Southwest Airlines. You ain't be read all this. Boeing, Rite Aid. See, look. Jewish Family Service of San Diego. Look at that shit, man. Alabama, look at that. Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. Man, that's huge. Safeway. Man. And it keeps going. Wow. Look at this, man. Hold up. Okay. God damn. Salakia. Whoa, you see this list? See the list, brothers? Man, god damn. Can we count it? Let's see if we can count it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41. Over 50 already. That's enough. And we ain't even halfway through the list. Look at that, man. Hey, call Halalyam like Yahawah by Sham, man. The Lord is making good on his word, man. What is that? Isaiah. Let's get that real quick. Because these contributing to the miseries. No jobs. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 14. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. See that? All your cuts, your mass layoffs. The Lord is causing you to err in every work thereof. All your decisions are wrong, man. You see, the Lord has dried up that green bay tree. Now they ain't being they're not being sustained anymore. The Lord has drawn back that wisdom. Oh, is there no more wisdom in teeming? Is counsel parrot for the prudent? See? It says the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst, in the midst thereof. Right? That word perverse goes into twisted, and you see it. Okay? And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his own vomit. Right? You drunk off Babylon juice. You been throwing it up, man. Now you staggered in your own vomit. Man, that's America, man. All those terrible decisions. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. So from the top to the bottom, you're not going to have any jobs, man. And you seeing that being made manifest more and more each and every day. These cuts are being presented to the people, man. You know, again, these are the beginning of sorrows. Great sorrows. Great mornings. Let's go to Baruch. Okay. Baruch. What is that? Is it 2? Let's see. It might be 4. Yeah. Baruch chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 29. I'm going to start at verse 27. It says, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. Right. We're being comforted through what? The prophecies. All right. That's in telling the end of this man's system. Okay. And we're constantly crying out to Yahawah by Yahawashi. Right. Like the portionate widow. But the Lord says he's going to speedily avenge his elect. It says, for ye shall be remembered, see, of him that brought these things upon you. Yeah. And that's a heavy understanding when you come into this truth, man. You understand that the Lord brought these things upon us. Okay. For our iniquity. Okay. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High. See that? So being returned, seek him 10 times more. Right. You got to seek the Lord. We have to seek the Lord 10 times more. Okay? Because the time that we're entering, man, this truth is not going to be readily available. It says, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. See? Take a good heart, O Jerusalem. For he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Again, we're being comforted through the prophecies. Man, reading those articles, I was really confident. And Lord willing, you was comforted out there too, man. You know? It says, miserable are they that are afflicted. Malaya cited. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoice at thy fall. Right? Miserable, man. Misery. That's what you people want to become accustomed to. Okay? It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, start with Esau, Edom, all these nations rejoiced at our ruin, man. That was the day they looked for, right? It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Yeah. Yeah. Great mournings, great famine, great death, the beginning of sorrows. Okay? It says for fire, yeah, the conclusion. When his mourning is set in on you people. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time, right? When those thermonuclear missiles are shot out over here, it's going to be a desert, wilderness, wasteland where desert creatures dwell, man. The owl, the bittern, okay? So, yeah, that's going to be the conclusion of this place being burnt up by thermonuclear fire. But preceding that, the Lord is going to lay these deadly blows, man. He's going to bring the calamity of Esau upon him. The time, matter of fact, let's get that. Lord is visiting this place, man. What is that? Jeremiah. Is it 49? Let me see. That's beautiful because we quoted that earlier. Yes. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7 concerning Edom. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yes. Yes and yes. All those were questions, man. Well, we see it. Yes, their wisdom has vanished. You got this guy bringing in the Department of Efficiency, government efficiency, and these people are losing jobs in mass, okay? And that's trickling all the way down to these other countries as we see, man. That was over 100, at least. Maybe down there 150 companies outside of the federal government laying off people, okay? So, yes, their wisdom is vanished, you know. The counsel is gone from the prudent, all right? It says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Dan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him the time that I will visit him. So you see the calamity is being brought upon Esau. And the Lord is actually visiting this place, man. Let's get this word calamity, if we can. Right? The calamity looks like a phrase. Strong's H 343. Oh, man. Let me go back. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Strong's H 343. It says distress. See? Distress, burden, calamity. See that? Burden of the righteous, calamity of nation. Right? This nation, as we read in that article, this thing is affecting food banks, farmers, schools, countrywide, from sea to shining sea. It says disaster of wicked. Right? That's what we're witnessing, the disaster of the wicked. Day of calamity, right? Now in the Strong's it says oppression. See that? That word tribulation in the Greek, it goes into oppressing. Where you go? What is that? Acts 14 and 22 through many. I'm just gonna have to get it. It says we. You gotta. Matter of fact, let me just get it. All right. It says in the sense of bending down. Yeah. See that? In the sense of bending down. Now you're not a wreck, man. You're being crushed. It says oppression by implication, misfortune, ruin, calamity, destruction. Yeah, the Lord is taking away the structure of this place, man. Now that Acts 14 and 22, it says, and we must do, matter of fact, I'm trying to quote it and I can just read it. Enter into the kingdom of the Most High, man. Acts chapter 14. And we're going to get that word tribulation, right? Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right, through much tribulation, man. So it's not going to be where only the elect, all right, is going through tribulation. No, it's going to be the whole world. But this is why we have this testimony, which is causing us going to be, Lord willing, stable in those times. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. See? Now let's get this. I'm going to read the precept again, and we're going to get that word. Acts 14 and 22. Concerning the souls of the disciples, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right? Through much tribulation. Okay? So, let's get that word tribulation. Strong's G 2347. Because we just got that the other definition. Oh, man, what was it for? Matter of fact. Real quick. Yeah, definition for the word calamity, right? In Jeremiah 49, okay? And one of the definitions there was what? Oppression. Okay? So tribulation is on the way. Strong's G 2347 for that word tribulation. It says a pressing. Yeah. Pressing together. Yeah, it's going to be, matter of fact, pressure. You people are going to be under a lot of pressure, man. Okay? But guess what? The elect is going to understand what this thing is about, man. You know, they're going to be comforted again because they have the testimony of Yahawashi. It says metaphor, oppression, see? Oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits, right? You're going to be between a rock and a hard place, man. You know? And we understand those things are going to manifest in the ways before the elect. But guess what? They're going to be able to navigate that straight, man. Why? Because they possess the testimony of Yahawashi. They're going to see those things coming. And they're going to depend on Yahawashi to bring them through, man. Okay? Now let's get something to close it out. Let's go to Proverbs. Right? Proverbs chapter 1. Because, see, we see those things. And that's why we're comforted, man. You know? We're not walking in darkness like 2/3 of our people, man. You know? So this is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. So we see the snares, man, which is going to allow us to navigate through these straits of these times that we're entering. While 2/3 of our people are blind, they're oblivious to the snares, to the traps. You see? Let's get it in the NLT. It says, if a bird sees a trap being set, he knows to stay away. Beautiful. 2/3 of our people ain't going to know to stay away from Esau, man. Again, they going to run to him for relief when all these miseries finally hit home, man. You know? But yeah, I pray this has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Qadash. Till the next time I say, Shalom.